We are live. Hey everybody, Rogers Base here again. Welcome to episode 18 of Japan Time. We are doing it live right now. The Smash Direct just ended. I have a ton of Smashers here to sort of give their thoughts on what just happened. I've got CT0, Nintendan, Giancarlo Paramango, Warchamp7, Keitaru, Coast, and Shofu, along with Biddy Plays. And we're just going to go through what we liked in the Smash Brothers Direct, what we thought of everything. Guys, your thoughts?
Yo!
basically.
That sums up everything.
I mean, there's...
I've been trying to think about what to say, but I have no words after what
I have a lot of thoughts to say to open up.
I think first and foremost, so we actually just got forwarded, thank you Nintendan for sending this out. We actually just got forwarded the official PR from Nintendo. So we're basically going to go down this list, talk about what was just announced. We're all still kind of like on a high from the last announcements like Greninja and Charizard and things like that. So
it is like a high, right? Because
it is. It's literally like a high.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So first thing we're going to talk about, launch window. So this is the big thing that people were questioning. They didn't know what was going to be announced. They weren't entirely sure, what we were going to see. But we now have official confirmation that Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS is going to be coming in summer 2014. And Super Smash Bros. For Wii U is going to be targeted for winter 2014. So no specific release date given, but launch windows confirmed. And the fact that we are getting the 3DS version first. Thoughts?
I actually cried a little bit.
I was.
I mean, that's good. It'll hold us off until the Wii U version.
No, it's great. That's why.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things in the 3DS version too, like the new game modes, like Smash Run. As someone mentioned, most of the gameplay elements in the 3DS version of the game are going to be running at 60 frames per second, all in 3D, so you could be playing in 3D, playing 60 frames. However, what was that little bit in the trailer, if any of you guys caught it, or in the Direct, I guess, where they mentioned that something's going to be 30 frames per second?
The big Pokemon was 30 frames per second. Like
yeah, the
The
Pokemon.
assist trophies.
Yeah, the big.
Yeah, basically when the assist trophies are out, they'll be at 30 frames per second, but everything else will continue to run at 60 frames per second. It's just rendering that model at 30 frames per second. And I think that's actually a good idea, because otherwise you would get some serious lag when you've got like Palkia and a Mew on the field or whatever, both at the same time, and you've got all of those models at the same time. The 3DS is limited hardware. So,
and I think on top of that too, when we're looking at sort of like what was confirmed for the 3DS version, I think it's great because we already know now the for fun and for glory modes. People are going to be playing with no items for glory anyway, and if it's in 60 frames per second, like that's fine. It doesn't matter because items are going to be off regardless. So yeah. So the next big thing that we want to talk about is Smash Run. So this is the new exclusive to the 3DS version of the game mode. It's called Smash Run. It's basically City Trial from Kirby Air Ride. So props to anybody in here who played Kirby's Air Ride. But basically, in this new game mode in Smash Run, 4 players have 5 minutes to enter a dungeon and explore the surroundings. They can fight enemies, they obtain power-ups to enhance their fighters, and then once the 5 minutes are up, all 4 fighters enter a battle arena using their newly equipped items and power-ups. So enemies encountered in Smash Run mode, are from a wide range of game series. So we kind of saw, even Pokemon were in there. We had Chandelure in there. What were some of the other characters we saw? There was a Bulborb from Pikmin, right?
Yeah.
Stalfos from Zelda.
So, some of the other, I think, enemies from the Subspace Emissary I saw too.
Yeah, so there were the returning Subspace characters. All of them are from a wide variety of different games, and the multiple 3DS systems and games are required for the multiplayer mode, so you can't do it like with, I'm assuming, the download play, but that might still be confirmed, or we'll have to find out. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on this, guys? Because like Smash Run, I thought looked really cool to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like,
Okay, I was like, I'm gonna allow someone to speak in this
That's
one.
what I
but-
was thinking.
Wow. Okay.
like
It looks like fun, but it doesn't look like it's going to be something you could have a tournament for or something.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, well-
It's interesting, but I don't know if I'd be really addicted to it or really into it.
I feel like people would get like really addicted to it for like a month and then may die out a little bit, unless there's ways that like it would be like different each time you play it.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if there's different maps or not.
I'm sure that you
with
can
you on that.
unlock new characters playing that mode, much like in the Subspace Emissary.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Oh shit! What happened?
I don't know. The way I look at it is it's going to be a fun thing, like as a break. Like if you're playing a load of Smash with your mates and you get a bit bored of just playing the same people over and over, then you can be like, oh, let's do a Smash run just to sort of change the pace a bit. I don't think it's going to be anything more than that. I don't think it's going to become a main game mode or anything like that. Like I don't see it.
I think like that too.
It's like you know the challenges in the old Smash games where you go through like the challenge list and you do those and you just like to challenge yourself. It's that to me. It's just another fun game mode, which isn't going to be the main part of Smash, but it's just a thing you do for fun every now and then.
So one of the things I thought was curious in that mode, though, is the battlefield size, because that thing was pretty monstrous. That looked like 4 times the size of the temple. It looked really, really huge. And
no, it was bigger than 4 times the size of Hyrule Temple.
And on top of that, people have to explore it. There's like different power-ups. There's different things that are coming in and out. You know, I don't know. I'm interested to play it. And I think it's going to be the perfect thing, like when Smash is at things like EVO or Apex or whatever, that people could just play with each other locally between matches. I feel like Smash Run's going to be really popular among the waiting for their tournament crowd. It'll be cool. Well, let's.
I don't know if you brought it up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you even brought it up, but it's a 3DS exclusive.
Yes.
So,
So
like that even makes it's sort of like how I would play a City Trial with friends. It's like. It's just another fun game mode where you can just blow off time and have fun, but like it's nothing too special.
I think because Smash Run is interesting and we have a lot more to talk about it, but we are kind of new to this, like the direct just ended. I think we should move on to the next big topic that was just given in our PR, the thing that everyone was so hype about, the thing Shofu cried when he saw it. The one and only newcomer that was revealed in this trailer, Greninja, the final evolution from Pokemon X and Y, joins the roster as a playable character in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Guys, Greninja.
Like as soon as I saw Greninja, I forgot about everything else that happened.
My mind went blank. My mind went blank with that trailer.
It's not just it's not just that it was an amazing review. He actually looks like he's really fun to play.
Oh yeah,
I've just watched it again. So
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah,
I've watched so fast too.
You know, watching that trailer without knowing what's coming is completely different than already knowing what's in the trailer while watching it. It was crazy. It was insane.
Yeah, you were like 10 minutes ahead of us when we were doing the live reactions.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I can't say this.
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't. I was freaking out. It was insane.
In terms of moves, because obviously we're still trying to process everything that went in. I noticed right off the bat 2 moves: Water Shuriken, which I'm assuming did they say that's his standard B, or is that his?
Probably, it's probably going to be his standard B.
It's most likely.
I noticed.
Go ahead.
I noticed he's up B. Did you see how he up B like Pikachu? Like he went right and then he went upwards.
Yeah.
So that seemed a lot quicker too. Like I want to know how that works. Maybe he can do 3 or 4. We don't know.
I noticed Substitute too. So he used Substitute at some point.
I'm assuming that maybe like his down B or something.
Yeah,
like
I'm assuming
like a counter.
It looks like a counter, but more of an escape. Like because when he subbed, it like put a substitute out and he dashed back, so he spaced out, and then he jumped out. Like I can find the clip for you, but then you've got to play it on your stream somehow.
Well, Mike will do it. So we could like sync vid up whatever we're doing right now. We're still trying to get the video quirks linked up because literally we jumped onto this as soon as the stream ended because people were freaking out. They wanted to find out what we were talking about.
Yeah, you got to clean 500
characters.
Yeah, Greninja leaped forward after the substitute.
Cool.
And you know, I might be wrong about this, but it kind of looked like he was charging the Water Shuriken.
Yeah, he did charge it.
I gotta call this out. So my buddy Jose, who's over at IGN, just tweeted out the Ridley shadow in the stage Pyrosphere means
that was
where Roger's base jumped for joy.
It was true though. It was very true. I did. Oh my god!
I was so happy. So you've been saying that Ridley wouldn't be playable for ages. Everybody knew he wasn't going to be playable. It just
people still held out hope, I think. And the thing that was interesting is if you've played Other M, you already know that there was a hole in the wall in Pyrosphere that Ridley creates. They've hinted at Ridley being a boss character in the stage. Confirmed, actually, we could talk about this now. They confirmed boss characters being a thing in even standard stages. So if you look at this castle stage,
would be a huge bonus as well.
What'd you say?
Being the person who beats them is a huge bonus, apparently, as well. Because you watched them beat, Yellow Devil, and that explosion was huge. It took up more than half the stage. It was like 2/3 of the stage.
So
everything hit by it was launched off the stage.
I missed a little bit of what was going on in the actual direct, just because we were like sort of trying to put everything together.
All right.
The person who finishes off the boss, the one.
So basically, Yellow Devil had said that you can only hurt him by hitting him in the eye, and then whoever finishes him off, it causes him to explode, and only the person who finished him isn't hurt by it. So everybody else gets hurt by it.
Do you think we could go back and kind of like see that scene? Because I swear I saw 5 players there.
Yeah, that's the other thing. There were characters. I've watched it again. There were 5 characters on the stage at that point, but 2 of them had 2-player above their head. So it said 2-player above 2 of them.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Which is really strange. So it still said 1, 2, 3, 4, but then there was 2 2s, and they were both
double cherry item.
Both of the 2s were Mario. So yeah, I'm thinking it's a double cherry. I think it's there's probably a double cherry in there, like
as an item. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, because
or Ditto is a Pokeball character, because wasn't Ditto a Pokeball character in Melee, but they didn't have the technology to clone it or whatever, so they cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. It's Ditto then.
It's very possible. It is very possibly Ditto.
So
but there were 2 players above on the stage at that point. So
well, hold up. In that clip, you actually don't see what the other 2-player is. Like you just see the tag. You don't actually see the actual 2-player.
Don't you?
That means it might be a clone, or
I thought I saw when he jumped in and caused the explosion, because it was 2-player that hit the eye and caused the explosion. I thought that you saw that Mario's, like, I saw the back end of Mario. I saw like the back of his hat and stuff. I'm gonna go frame by frame through that scene now.
When we're gonna go frame by frame, I mean, we have so much to talk about. This is like, again, just sort of our live reaction, so we're not getting super technical right now, even though we've got Warchamp and CT and Keitaro, and actually I'm gonna be calling on you guys right now to sort of explain what we witnessed with the returning characters. So I'm just going to mention this first. In the PR, lists oldie but goodies. Many of the classic characters from the past Super Smash Bros. Games are returning for Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS and have new powers and abilities. 4 characters that have appeared in previous games but have yet to be announced before this Nintendo Direct include Zero Suit Samus, Sheik, both of which are now separate characters similar to Charizard from the Pokemon Trainer, who we are assuming is cut, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that'll make sense of him being there.
I mean, if they can't have him in there and then have Charizard as a separate person. It's as simple as that.
And destroying the idea that me and Ricky Cocaine had about a new Yoshi moveset. Doesn't look like it. Looks like getting Yoshi.
Yes, same backer, same neutral B.
Same up tilt and everything.
It looks like he's been buffed though. He was moving faster and.
Well, the game mechanic is different. We can't really know.
So
do
yeah.
you think he's gonna have the same like recovery thing, like with his double jump?
Probably. He's had it for 4 games.
Yeah, no,
now.
you saw him flutter jump. You did see him flutter jump at one point.
Okay.
So do you want to start with Yoshi then? Because you sort of were mentioning things about Yoshi, the flutter jump. Was there anything else that sort of popped out at you when you were watching that trailer in terms of Yoshi?
One thing I noticed, when he up tilt, he double up tilt at one point, or up tilt to upper or backer. At that point, I was expecting him to be able to do another attack, sort of like a combo. After the backer, the enemy was able to react right away after the backer. I'm pretty sure hitstun is not decided yet for the game, just to show up what the character can do. But it did seem like the character had like no hitstun at all. It seemed like a brawl backer to me, like very reminiscent of that. But the game does seem to run off of Brawl's engine a little bit, kind of like what they did with Brawl, how they took melee mechanics into the game first. Because when Brawl was first showcased, it had wave dash and it'll cancel on it first, but then they took it down when they replaced the engine with the Brawl one. So they might be doing the same thing for Smash 4 for a little bit. Then
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's its own engine though, because there's,
no, like they work on the engine from there, but they're replacing it with the other one. That's kind of
all right for now, right? Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my first thought with Yoshi. It seems like similar as always. I'm pretty sure they're gonna change him in some way to not make the same character again, because it will be pretty boring to be like Yoshi, same character as in Melee and Brawl. Be happy.
I think pretty much though, all of the characters that are returning look like they've been getting buffs. And we talked about this on the show before even, but things like Link got a buff. We saw in a pick of the day. Donkey Kong got a buff. There were a lot of buffs.
Pit got a huge buff.
Olimar got a nerf and a buff at the same time.
Yeah, Olimar got a nerf and a buff. Pit got a nerf and a buff. His glide was nerfed, his fly was buffed.
But he does have more options, and his specials are better.
Yeah.
It's worth noting too with Zero Suit Samus that those jet boots that are on her shoes like seem to give her a power up. So she looks really powerful.
No, they said that they'd reduced her physical damage, but they'd given her the power of the jet boots for better recovery and for better combos.
I'm confused. Her recovery is one of the best in Brawl. Like, you can't really gimp her unless you clearly know how it works and you read her, too. So it's like, I don't understand why you will buff one of the best things she had, because most people will be like...
He actually said when he was talking about buffing that, sorry, his exact words were, what used to be her weakness is now her strength, when he talked about her recovery. So Sakurai apparently thought her recovery was weak.
It was not. It's very hard to gimp her. Especially when I play Salem. It's annoying to gimp him.
I think the interesting thing, though, about the recovery is what he's thinking the recovery is. Because obviously the B up is what everyone thinks in terms of recovery. But I know tons of people who use her side B to recover as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's qualifying that, too, or if he's
so maybe he was just talking about her B up being her weakness. And maybe her side B is good.
Maybe. We can't really know for sure. We don't know how Tether works in the game still.
Exactly. You don't know until you get the game. So that's why give me the goddamn game now, Sakurai. What are you doing?
Summer for 3DS. Let's try it.
So in addition to Zero Suit, we also got another returning character, Sheik. So Sheik, who is now a separate character and has been given new moves. So the two that he highlighted are the Burst Grenade and the Bouncing Fish. So did anyone catch what those are?
Okay, Burst Grenade is the side B. The side B, I'm pretty sure.
It's so no more side B and it's delayed.
No more Chain of Death for now. Remember when you would put that in the ledge and just be like, lol? Now we're not gonna have it anymore. Nope. Now we're not gonna have it anymore. So what is the Bouncing Fish? I didn't actually manage to catch that.
That's a down B, I think.
Bouncing Fish was according to Sakurai an erotic kind of kick using the heel of the foot.
Yeah, but it was also like an arcing jump forward, and then you hit them, and then you arc back to where you were before you used it.
It's sort of like Diddy's side B. It sort of looks like that. Like
in a sense, yeah.
I also hate to interrupt right now, but I do want to mention this to people who are on the stream, so you can open a new tab. The Smash Brothers website has just gotten a huge update for Zero Suit, Sheik, Yoshi, Charizard, and Greninja.
Oh, it just did right now?
It just
it got updated like a while ago.
It did? Really? It didn't get updated for me.
It didn't show for everybody, though. It didn't
update for a while. It just updated now for me.
Okay, well, the thing I want to point out, I will be tweeting out links to all the different character pages, so if you guys don't want to leave right now and want to see it later, I will tweet out those links. But additionally, if you want to check it out right now, the newcomer page for Greninja, all the newcomers at this point have been given like artwork tailored to the newcomers. And this one looks like a picture done by Ken Sugimori, who does all the Pokemon, a lot of the Pokemon art at least. He's a great Pokemon artist. And it's like Greninja fighting the Smash Beast. And it looks fantastic.
It looks awesome as hell.
Yeah, I posted that somewhat a bit earlier because NOE also posted it on our Twitter page.
Very cool. So I'm going to open up back. One sec, let me click the PR. And I want to mention Charizard as well. Because Keitaro, I talked to you about this as we were watching it. His neutral air looks powerful now.
I actually don't remember which one was his neutral air. Was it the Slash Claw one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. That looks pretty amazing. Yeah, I saw his throws are slightly different too.
Because his neutral air before was that flip, right? Where he did the...
Yeah, well, he did the somersault. Well, yeah.
There's a chance it could be his forward air, though, the way he slashes. I'm not too sure if it's his neutral air or his forward air.
I will expect
he used
it
to
to
slash
be a
like that
forwarder.
before.
I will expect it to be a forwarder. Honestly, if he wants to have a good nair, he needs to have Product Amp nair. That's like broken as hell.
Yeah, it's really good.
Agreed. One of the things though about Charizard that was interesting, just to have him as a character back again, and I'm sure other people are By the way, if you're a Skype caller who's called in a Japan time before, we would love to have you on, but the group is currently full, so please stop calling because it's slowing the stream down. But what I was going to mention though about Charizard is having Mega Charizard as his final smash. People really wanted to see Mega Evolutions come into play. We saw Mega Charizard as Charizard's final smash, and we saw that Mega Lucario has become Lucario's new final smash. So what I want to bring up, because I see people in the chat talking about it, and I'm interested to see what you guys thought about it. What was Greninja's final smash? What was that?
It was some...
It's like Ike's...
it was like Ike's final smash.
Yeah, it's sort of like Ike's.
Yeah. He knocked them up into the air and then just like dashed through them a load of times and then smashed them downwards. It was a meteor smash.
It was like some... I don't know. It was like some anime shit. It was like some Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know
All
why,
right,
but
let's not go
after-
there, Shofu, because the last anime you told me to watch was Maid Sama. So
Maid Sama was powerful.
Titan does. Attack on Titan.
No, I don't know why, but when I saw that final smash, it gave me a feeling that like I may not be returning.
Ike may not be returning.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ike's not coming back anyways. Nobody cares about Ike.
Yeah, probably not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, like, are they gonna replace him with someone else?
Yeah, definitely. They will probably reveal some Fire Emblem character at some point.
Like, who? Wait, who was the Fire Emblem main character from Awakening?
Rum.
Yeah. I heard some people saying that character.
Oh, people in chat are saying it's Night Slash.
Night Slash. That makes a lot of sense.
His final.
people are saying Night/Ragnarok.
I want to also go over some of the
Right,
screenshots right now. So I'm going to send this link to the people who are in the Skype chat. Boom. And if you guys want to sort of go over it right now, this is the page for Greninja. There's a ton of screenshots for Greninja, and I just sort of want to go over what's going on in
Oh,
these.
they're using his Jap name for the URL. Kikuga.
Oh, nice.
Gekouga, or whatever his Japanese name is. I have no idea. However, some of these screenshots look pretty powerful, and I sort of want to discuss them. So one of his taunts looks like he's making a ninja move with fountains coming out of his hands.
Yeah.
You saw that in the video. It looked like knives in the video.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a different move.
That's
He
a
found
different
the little fountains. The knives thing was like his up smash or something.
So we had mentioned Substitute. There's a picture of the Substitute that's clearly there with Greninja with Toon Link slashing him. But it also looks like he has a move similar to Lucario's counter, or it looks like it, maybe Wind Slash or something like that. That's going on. I have no idea what that is, but it looks powerful. So I wanted to bring that up. What else? I mean, are there any screenshots that pop up at you guys that we could talk about?
Well, the picture with Greninja and Mega Man, it seems like he's using would it be his up tilt?
That does look like an up tilt, yeah.
Like it's his tail, I'm assuming, swooping around, knocking him into the air.
While we're talking about that picture, by the way, because I want to bring this up, because we sort of had a mini meltdown when this happened on the actual stream, because this picture takes place in the Palutena's Temple stage. We have to talk about how powerful that new Palutena's Temple looks. That looks like Hyrule Temple 2.0. Like, in terms of, because there were a lot of people who complained about Newport City and Brawl being too big, having the weird stage hazards, things like that. It looks like Palutena's Temple was designed to basically be the new Hyrule Temple, the stage you sort of go and play with your buddies in. Obviously, maybe not tournament worthy, but then again, every stage now has a Final Destination version of it.
Not every stage. He said almost.
Almost every stage.
Okay, almost every stage then. But I mean, I think it looks great. And I also think the Final Destination thing is something that if Zeph was here, he would be crying. I have no idea where Zeph is. I'm calling
crying about the whole thing right now.
I'm thinking how it's gonna affect stage counter picking and stage structure. Like, I have no idea how we're gonna actually make a stage. Let's just be like,
the meta game is gonna be like so intricate with all this stuff.
It's gonna be really weird to make. It's gonna be like we're gonna have to cut the line down at some point and just be like, I guess you can play the Final Destination version, every time you want. That's like one stage. Yeah, you can have the Final Destination version, anything, because supposedly it's the same stage, right? But then again, it's a stage without platforms. It's actually
They look to have different widths, though. When I was looking at it, just a cursory glance, they're different widths.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have like 40,000 Final Destinations. That's gonna be like a mess in the meta. That's like really weird.
Yeah.
So I'm playing against some character that can chain grab me. I'm just like, I'm gonna ban Final Destination. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna kind of Final Destination 7.
Well, the thing though that I think is interesting, because you look at it and yes, the stages are different, but it is at the end of the day Final Destination, right? Like, I don't think there are.
It just looks different.
Yeah, it just looks different. There's not like additional platforms or anything.
If the width of the platform is different, that could matter for some characters, just because of the ranging and spacing of certain characters. I'm pretty sure.
True. But judging from the pictures, it looks like the width is the same.
No, that's what I was saying. In the video, it looked like the widths were slightly different. I mean, obviously it was flashing past so fast, but the widths really did and it was going in and out and zooming in and out and stuff. But in relation to the character sizes, at a cursory glance, the widths look different. What you really need to do is get them all in Photoshops with the same characters, resize them so that they're matched up, and see.
Well, I know what Ricky's doing this week.
I want to say, real quick, the 5th Greninja picture when he's using a substitute, just look at the texture of the substitute. Like
It looks like a doll.
It looks like a doll. That's what it actually. It looks like someone took a real life picture of it and pasted it on top of it.
Yeah,
It does look really
looks,
real.
It looks really funny. It looks really funny.
That's called being HD.
Yeah, it's
That's the
everybody
most HD you can get, honestly.
Everybody's like, oh, the Wii U's not as powerful as the PS4 or the
It's definitely not.
It's still, yeah, I know, but it's still a powerful machine. I mean, it's still graphically very powerful, more powerful than the PS3, more powerful than the 360.
Someone also wanted to point this out. I
graphics.
noticed this in the chat. Someone's calling it out right now. There was an Elite Four stage that flashed by. It looked like Sybil. I think Sybil, is that his name?
No,
Yeah,
it was the Elite Four room.
Yeah, it's when he was fighting Fox, right?
Yeah.
It is Up Smash. I got the picture right here.
Oh, perfect.
So was that for Wii U or for 3DS?
It was for
It's
Wii
for
U.
Wii.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
For Wii U?
But
Wow.
they both have no, they both don't have the same stages. Sorry, I messed up.
I think what's interesting though, when you look at the stage picks, because Sakurai mentioned that he wants to have stages that are more from console games in the Wii U version, and then some that are more from like handheld games, the 3DS.
Yeah, that is kind of strange, right? Because
but like the Elite Four thing, what I personally expected was we were going to get a Pokemon Stadium as the like Wii U stage, whatever, and that the Lumio City would just be the one for the 3DS version. Also, on the topic of stages, I want to point this out because some people missed it. So, or some people, I guess, weren't clarifying things exactly too well. On the 3DS version of the stages, there are up to 2 songs that can be switched between when you're playing the game. But in the Wii U version, there are multiple songs. So he didn't give an exact song limit. So it works kind of like Brawl in that sense in terms of music. Judging from the menus, too, you can change up the music when you want to change it up. You could still do the adjustment bar thing. A lot of names of music flashed past, and I'm sure people are going to analyze it frame by frame and talk about what the songs are from and what stages they're playing on. But yeah, I wanted to point that out too. So we moved on to stages. Oh, thank you, by the way, to Shofu, who just linked the Elite Four stage. I'm going to link that in the chat right now.
Roger. I think that the 3DS version, the only reason it doesn't have multiple songs is because of the space. Also, like it kind of limits it because it's a 3DS game.
Yeah, it's still using
the game is
cartridge
still
memory.
the game is still running at 60 FPS. You know, not a weak machine can actually do that.
Right.
Yeah, and the other thing is that DS carts are actually, they've got a huge amount of storage space on a DS cartridge. You're massively underestimating them. You've got to remember that SD cards can store up to like 128 gig now. So
I know, but there's way more
true.
storage on a Wii U disc, and that's why I think that in the 3DS
you say that,
version
but
you can only choose between 2
what's an
songs.
HD DVD disc max storage is like 42 gig. I'm pretty sure that if they wanted to, they could squeeze that onto a cart. I mean, I don't think that they do.
Well,
but they could into a cart that size easily squeeze 42 gig.
Also the fact that like if like the 3DS does have that capability, what reason do they have like not to put more songs? What reason?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what he's getting at.
I don't think it's a matter of capability. I think they could if they wanted to, but it would increase the cost of producing the carts to a point where it's not worth it for them.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. There's a lot of things they could do if they can make the cart, if they can make the game more expensive, but they're not going to do that. That's what I'm trying to get at right now.
Yeah, you're probably right there. It's probably a cost thing. They've said, look, this is the maximum size that we're going to make this game because we've got to price cost it.
But we also have to realize that 3DS cartridge sizes to be viable don't go higher than 8 GB.
And they were able to finish the 3DS version
that was-
faster. That's why they're going to give it out.
That was on 4.0, Dan. They've actually since then you can run 16 gig cartridges now.
There's actually-
Gateway. If
There's one more thing I was concerned about, too.
The latest firmware, it's been updated to run up to 16 gig now. So all I'm saying is they could update the firmware to run 32 and then 64, but then it would become prohibitive for them to cost that into making.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
later on, later on in the 3DS's life, they're going to be able to, do that because it'll get cheaper, because memory, doesn't memory get cheaper as time goes?
Every
goes
2
by?
years it halves in
Yeah.
price.
It'll be better. There's also one more question I wanted to ask. I didn't see the Japanese direct, and I wanted to know if the window, the release date was around the same time for the Japanese versions as well.
I didn't have it open. Did anyone?
Yeah.
Nope.
The Japanese version. Are you talking about Brawl from last year?
No, I'm talking
from
about
years ago. Sorry.
I'm talking about the games now. Like, I'm wondering if the 3DS Japanese version of Smash Brothers is going to come out in the summer. Is it going to come out earlier or later? Probably earlier, or around the same time. But I was just wondering if it was going to be a worldwide release or if it was going to come out a little bit earlier, even if it's just a day earlier. Or
we didn't get a day though. Like,
well, not a day. Sorry.
Even if they
like,
even if they did exactly what you're saying. Hold on.
Can I? Go, sir.
Even if they did exactly what you're saying right now for Brawl, they would still say spring 20 whatever year it was.
Yeah.
So like,
but wouldn't they say fall for like the Wii U version if they did it a little bit earlier?
If it was earlier enough, like if US is slated for like December and the Japanese version is going to come out in November, then they'd both still say winter.
I didn't see the Japanese version, but with the European version, I don't know how it was in America. Was it overdubbed or subtitled?
You've got to look at Japanese business policy as well, though, because at the moment, first of all, Brawl is a huge game in the West, so they're not going to bother locking it out from the West into Japan. And secondly, they've been changing their policy recently to doing worldwide releases. They don't do Japan exclusive releases anymore because it's not worth it for them. I'm pretty sure their next console will be region free. That's my prediction for the next Nintendo handheld, is that it will be region free.
I was grasping at something. I'm sorry. What was the most American version?
It was subbed. Yeah, it was subbed.
Was subtitled. Okay.
It was dubbed. No, it was dubbed. The American.
Oh, it was dubbed. Oh, it was both then. Never mind.
It was both. It was both. Because I heard someone translating. I didn't recognize the voice, but I'm sure it was like someone like Bill.
It's the new Reggie. That's not Reggie.
Because the European version was solely subtitled.
Yeah, ours was subtitled, but there was a dub. However, we are getting sort of off topic.
Yeah.
Let's reel it back in a little bit. We're going to talk about stages right now. New stages that we also saw. So some things that were confirmed that we hadn't seen before. One of which, I'll start, I guess, with the 3DS version, was the balloon fight stage, where there was sort of a simultaneous yes.
I am way too hyped for that.
It looks like a very good stage for drunk play.
Yes.
All right.
Smash Bros. Drinking game. First day, we're all playing. Let's get it.
That's
you infinite stock. You infinite stock. Every time you die, you take a drink, and we'll just play until we're all unconscious.
Now, I missed it in the video. Were there bumpers on the balloon fight stage? Because that would explain why bumpers have not come back as an item this time around.
Wait.
Bumpers?
Yeah, the little like spinny things that the balloon fight characters had.
I thought those were items.
Those
They were items, but he confirmed in a pick of the day, Sakurai. I'm sorry.
What?
Confirmed in a pick of the day that those are not returning. But the I'm sorry, I'm calling them the wrong thing. Bumpers are like the round circle things that we just.
They're round circles.
What are the name of the things from Balloon Fight?
Like the two-ended circle things that spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the red dots.
Flippers. That's what they're called.
Flippers. All right, that's what I was referring to. So are flippers on that stage? Because I didn't notice any.
I saw something spinning around on that stage, like on the corner of my eye.
And that's flippers. That's good. All right. So
yes.
So additionally, we got a bunch more looks at stages like Arena Faro, which is the Fire Emblem stage. We got a little bit of a look at Lumio City, which is the Pokemon stage. But we also got confirmation of retro stages returning, one of which is Jungle Japes from Melee. Was also in Brawl. It is coming back for the 3DS version. I'm assuming because the stages are different in both versions, this will not be in the Wii U version?
No.
So, yeah. But Jungle Japes was confirmed for 3DS. However, for the Wii U version, in addition to Palutena's Temple us sort of getting like a better look at Palutena's Temple, we got the Halberd from Brawl returning as a stage as well.
I am a fan of that.
You are a fan or you're not?
Oh, I am a fan of
that. Okay, good.
So,
the thing I wanted to ask, because I didn't recognize this in the brief glimpse, and I want to see if you guys caught it. Do the retro stages also go along with the Final Destination version of each stage thing?
It didn't show any.
Okay.
They didn't specify it either, so I'm not sure.
All right. Then I sort of want to move on then from stages.
Go ahead. Okay. In Brawl, how many stages were there where it was like you were on a platform but you were moving around like the entire like place sort of thing?
Delfino was pretty much it.
Is Delfino?
Well, Delfino has a changing
background.
Delfino has a changing background.
Halberd does too, in a way.
Well, Halberd, I guess, does too, yeah.
Well, because like right now in Smash Bros, there's already like 3 stages that are similar in that way.
Well, there's
and also I guess like,
there's a Pilot Wings version. There is the Lumio City stage on the 3DS version.
Yeah, there's
There
Rainbow
is
Road,
the
and then there's
Skyloft stage on the Wii U.
and Skyloft too. There's so many stages like that. I think it's like, in my opinion, that looks a little bit lazy.
Like, I don't know what to say because I kind of prefer that. Like, the more fair stages, traveling stages, the better. I kind of want that.
Nah, I'm on the other side of the spectrum right there. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, I'm okay with having some of them, but like there seems to be a handful of them.
Yeah, I seem to have gotten that feeling. I was like, okay, now this stage is moving. The platforms are breaking on this stage, and now this stage is going up in the sky. I'm like, what's going on? But I like it though. It's cool.
I do too. Yeah,
talking about stages. We've got Gerudo Valley. I'm happy as long as the Gerudo Valley music. If that does not have the original Gerudo Valley, like the one that they did, the orchestrated. If they don't do the orchestrated Gerudo Valley for that stage, I'm gonna be flying to Japan and sitting down with Sakurai and being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So the one I, sorry, the one I really loved in that 3DS section was the reset bomb one.
Yes, the reset bomb stage looks really good. We had actually already seen that stage in the pick of the day.
Yeah, but
it's great
seeing
to
it
see
in motion.
Yeah,
yeah.
To see the explosion in motion was awesome.
Because in the second half of that clip, you are like, I think, roughly or inside that reset bomb. It looks really insane.
So something else that I want to bring up, because people are bringing it up right now, we sort of skipped over it, but I do want to mention it because I think it's important, and we sort of already had our character discussion. We're going to move a little more into it with mechanics a little later, but I just want to bring this up now. The Palutena trophy fake out. What was going on with that? So during one of the interludes, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, during the actual direct, Sakurai was basically showing trophies of various characters from different games. I want to say basically deconfirming them as playable characters. So we saw Tiki from Fire Emblem. We saw one of the bosses from Metroid. And then we saw a behind-the-scene view of Palutena, and everyone was like, oh, Palutena deconfirmed. And then when it switched around, it was the pseudo-Palutena from Kid Icarus Uprising. So I had tweeted out at the time, I said that Palutena trophy fake out just confirms to me that we're getting Palutena as a playable character.
They wouldn't have done that fake out. There's no way he would have done that fake out without that being like, I swear to God, if he hasn't now, if Palutena doesn't happen now, then that is the worst double bait ever. I swear to God.
Better be ready for it.
So one of the other things in terms of Kid Icarus stuff that I wanted to bring up was Pit's new Final Smash. So a bunch of you were predicting this. This also sort of goes along with the Palutena confirmed thing. Is Pit's old Final Smash was Palutena arrived on the scene, summoned a bunch of like little fairies or angels or whatever, and they took out the characters on the stage. And now his new Final Smash uses the 3 sacred treasures from Kid Icarus Uprising and actually from the original game as well. So again, this sort of is further proof that we're getting Palutena.
The fact they removed her from his Final Smash is interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It's not proof that Palutena's confirmed, but it's proof that there's a chance that she'll be in there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not deconfirmed. Basically, they didn't deconfirm her, and they very deliberately didn't deconfirm her.
Right.
With
It's
that
not like Ridley situation. So anyway, let's talk about Final Smashes because we haven't talked about them really other than the Mega Lucario and Mega Charizard one and the Greninja one as well. There have been new Final Smashes confirmed for a lot of different characters. The first one is Kirby's new Final Smash. So, Shofu, you freaked out when you saw this. I didn't really see it because
that shit was raw. He didn't care, man. Oh my God.
What happened? I missed it.
It was the sword Kirby. He took out a big-ass sword and destroyed whoever he was fighting against.
It was Ultimate Sword Kirby.
It's from Return to Dreamland when you use your special while you're in the...
Yeah, and you destroy everything on the screen.
Yeah, the sword.
It was basically Ultimate Sword Kirby giving 0 fucks and going ham.
Wait, so what? I kind of missed one little thing as well because people in the chat are mentioning it. What is Hypernova Kirby? Is that the one from the new Kirby game? Where he
from Kirby Triple Deluxe, yeah.
Okay. So it's not that apparently, which I guess a lot of people assumed, but it's not that.
Kirby Triple Deluxe is too new.
That's what I kind of thought too. Right, but the Ultra Sword I think fits perfectly. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
However, let's talk about Final Smashes for the newcomers. So Final Smashes that we had not seen yet. First, I'm going to go from like least hype to most hype right now. So I'm going to start off with Rosalina and the Power Star. So it looks like she basically. rises out of the ground this giant power star and just shoots off star bits from the power star. In a way sort of similar to like DK's Final Smash with the bongos from Brawl.
No, it's not. I guess it's similar. But she's not stationary. She can move while they're Final Smash.
It's sort of similar from Pit's Final Smash from Brawl.
Yeah.
Wait, so she can still chill out and run around, attack stuff while that thing's
she can still attack.
Okay. It's a lot better than I thought it was then, but it looked pretty meh.
Yeah.
It wasn't very exciting.
It doesn't look that powerful, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
they phoned that one in a little bit, I think. Like the rest of her design is really interesting, and the mechanics behind her seem really, really interesting. But that was kind of like, okay then. You got a power star, good for you. I got 120 of them back when I was 8, so you know.
Wait.
What's up?
With her Final Smash being the power star now, does that mean that the power star might not be an item anymore?
Well, no, I think the power star is not the same as like the superstar.
The superstar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure the superstar is still an item. However, let's move on to the next Final Smash, which is the Villagers, where he creates a house.
He just creates a house.
You called that.
It's great. Yeah, where the Tom Nook and the little Nooklings basically arrive on the scene and summon a giant house. They build a house on top of people, and they just
in the European version, it's called Housewarming Party.
I think Villager's a really interesting character in terms of what we've seen of him, because he just seems like the perfect quirky fit for the series. I mean, people have asked for an Animal Crossing character for a while now, but incorporating things like Tom Nook and the different items from the game into his Final Smash and into like his actual moveset, I think is really neat. Even the Gyroid Rocket, that's not something I would have expected, but it's something that totally fits for Smash Brothers.
Even Isabelle.
And Isabelle's an assist trophy. But people... Oh, I do want to mention this, though, before we move on to the final Smash that everyone's dying to talk about. The wireframe Mac alternate costume for Little Mac. So, for those of you guys who didn't know what that was, or if you missed it a little bit, Little Mac has an alternate costume that transforms him into the green wireframe version of Little Mac that was in the original Punch-Out arcade game in 1980. It looks awesome. It looks really, really good. I'll edit it in the edited version of the podcast, obviously, when this goes up. I'll put a picture in, but it looks very powerful. However, let's move on to what everyone wants to talk about. That's Mega Man's Final Smash.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I actually just posted it.
Oh, my God!
Just get you a gif of that if you want to watch it over and over. It's in Skype.
I want to watch it over and over and over.
We all want to.
So I noted Mega Man EXE, regular classic Mega Man, and Mega Man X, but what were the other two? I missed them.
Is it the Mega Man from Mega Man Battle Network? But I'm
That's
not.
EXE. That's EXE.
Oh, that's what I meant.
There's 2 different EXEs.
Yeah, there's 2 of the EXEs there.
What are they? Do you know? Does anyone know?
I can get it. I just got. Okay, so there's Mega Man EXE from like the first 4 Battle Networks. Then there's Mega Man X. Then there's Classic Mega Man. Then there's Mega Man EXE from like the DS versions of the game. And then there's from Legends.
Yeah. That's all of them.
They should have just put my man Mega Man X in
Wow.
there.
Oh my god. What if he's a costume?
From the jump. Oh, that'd be sick. But he's taller though.
Yeah,
he's too tall. They would have changed the mechanics.
His weight would change.
What, you think that should be in his Final Smash, that he becomes Mega Man X?
Nah, son. They should have just put him in the game straight up.
Really?
That'd be so.
But they're
sick,
going
man.
old school.
No, I like that. I'm just messing.
You're my age though, Shofu. There's way too much nostalgia in our bones now. it's in deep. Every time anything. Exactly. Whenever anything's nostalgic, it's like, yes, give it to me. I don't even care if it's shit. Give it to me right now. Take my money.
While we're actually on the topic of new characters, is it okay if I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
In the what's called the direct, they were explaining that how Little Mac he's going to be more powerful on the ground and like more vulnerable. We knew this before, like more vulnerable in the air.
Yeah, but they basically said he was pure unadulterated ass in the air.
Basically, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like the fact that
the man hasn't a bad character, like because you got
the man has an Oko.
I mean, you have to keep in mind, Snake and Brawl was the definition of a character that was supposedly great on the ground, great range and everything and power, and was the character that where you threw him off the stage and he was a free sandbag. So I'm thinking that he's actually going to be at a more extreme mode of that because he's actually a defined character. Because back in the Brawl and Melee days, no characters were defined. It's not like Sakurai came in here in a video and be like, well, this character is good on the ground and he's bad in the air. We actually haven't got that kind of information before. Now we have that information present at the table. So that means that depends on how the shield stun works in this game. So for example, if Little Mac hits my shield and I'm actually able to shield grab most of what he does, he's probably going to be a bad character because just throw him up and then juggle him. It's not too hard. You can do it with anybody in the cast. But then if the shield stun is like in Melee or PM where it's like safe and you can actually hit people's shields and not be worried about it, then he's probably going to be one of the best characters in the game. And because, when it's well played, you're not going to just be off the stage randomly, you can just actually play properly.
I mean, but Snake has, he does have bad recovery, I guess, but he still has options. Like, even if he can't even make it to the stage, he can blow himself up. Because all his aerial moves kill. He's not super garbage like Lil Mac looks. Lil Mac looks like he can't do anything at all in the air.
I think if you rewatch that direct, though, it's really interesting when you watch the Little Mac segment because he makes a point to say just how powerful his smash attacks are. Like how beastly.
Yeah, he said
all of his smash attacks are. He's got an Oppo move with the upgraded uppercut after you charge it up. So he looks really powerful on the ground. So I think just making his air game bad is that way of balancing out that character.
But it's
otherwise
so
be in a Meta
bad.
Knight situation.
But you've got to remember that you're playing on Final Destination is going to be the metagame. It looks like Final Destination everywhere, and there are no platforms above you on Final Destination and stuff. So the only time you're ever going to worry about being in the air is when you get knocked off.
And you're trying to recover the shot, of course.
I'm going straight to Smashville.
Which, by the way, Smashville got a new name. It's called City and Town now, right?
Yeah. Wait, I think Zero, you're going to say something about Lil Mac, right?
I was?
No, Zero was.
Well, I was about to say when you mentioned Snake, the reason Snake is good is because even when he gets hit, he can just survive till forever. What seems about Lil Mac is the fact that he has a bad recovery, so you can kill him early. He doesn't have that thing where he's like, lol, survive until 300% every match.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be
Snake doesn't die.
He doesn't have a mind that you can blow him up.
He's gonna be a character of streams, I'm excited to see if there's gonna be more characters like, say for example, there's a character that's really good in the air and everything in the air, but he's bad on the ground. I want to see someone like that now.
Maybe Palutena. Maybe what they'll do is Meta Knight.
Samus to a degree.
Maybe, yeah.
What'd you say, Duncan?
Weren't they saying that about Zero Suit Samus to a degree, saying that they'd given her those boost shoes so that she'd be up in the air most of the time and sort of juggling people? And what the gameplay I saw of her, she seemed to be all about spiking people into the air and then just fucking them up in aerial attacks.
It could very well be that. I mean, one other thing I'm seeing people mention in regards to characters, and I can't believe we skipped over this when we were talking about items, is the assist trophies. So we actually got some more character deconfirmations. Midna is one of them from Twilight Princess. Chain Chomp, but obviously Chain Chomp wouldn't have been playable. But he looks awesome.
That was
Chain Chomp would have been a savage. What you mean?
Hashtag Chain Chomp.
Hashtag Chain Chomp. Anyone who does a hashtag Chain Chomp and tweets all of us right now, I'll favorite your tweet. Also, Elecman from Mega Man. We saw Elecman. And we also saw, which I think is one of the coolest assist trophy additions, Pong. So,
my God, that was
powerful.
Yes, was powerful.
I was all about that. I love the way they called it Famicom Game 3 or whatever they called it. They called it its original name.
Yeah,
Famicom Game 15. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's powerful.
TV Color Game is a TV Color Game 15.
Oh, yeah, TV Color Game 15 in America, Famicom.
TV Color Game 15. Also, I want to mention this because people had been calling this out as well. And this is maybe the one thing that all of us were like, oh, when we watched this during the direct, is Skull Kid. Yo, Skull Kid does.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have a little rant here because Majora's Mask, my favorite game of all time. The fuck is Skull Kid doing? Coming out and flipping the stage upside down. You are not Palkia, you are Skull Kid. Summon the goddamn moon. Okay.
I was wondering that too.
same thing that Palki's been doing forever. He just flips the stage upside down. Fuck you, Skull Kid. Summon the god.
But the thing is, like,
how are you doing it? Become a playable character.
The summoning of the moon is too powerful to be just an assist trophy.
Did you see what Pong was doing? I don't want to hear your book. My man Pong was taking souls.
What are we talking about? Including the person who released him. Right? So you open up Skull Kid, the moon crashes, everyone gets launched, including the person who released him. There you go. Perfectly fucking balanced. Let's go.
So another thing I want to mention is the new, because I also skipped over this when we were talking about the items, is the new Master Ball item. So we're basically, the Master Ball is a rare version of the Pokeball that appears, and legendary Pokemon like Arceus pop on the stage when you use it.
Hey, that's, oh my god.
He Meteor Smashes every other person on the field. Just an instant fucking Meteor Smash, bam, dead.
So now when you're really drunk, instead of only Pokeballs, you have only Master Balls.
Yes.
All Master Balls, Turbo Mode, just go crazy.
Yeah, all Master Balls, items on high. Yeah, let's get it.
Well, it wasn't necessarily related to the Master Ball, but the moment that I thought the most funniest of those Pokemon was how Mario was riding Go-Goat.
Yeah, that was crazy. You jump on the back of Go-Goat and ram people. So I think we've talked enough about characters and stages. We've got Warchamp and Zero and Kitaru all here. We have to discuss, obviously, the online modes for fun.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is going on with that?
Can I begin on this one? Can I talk about this one?
Yeah, go ahead,
Sure.
man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So, from my point of view, when Screw Attack interviewed me, I said this since the very first day. Online mode for me is the most important thing you can have in a game currently in 20XX, to put it that way, because online mode basically dictates whether or not your game is going to be successful right now. Look at League of Legends. They have such a good online mode where you can just do whatever you want. You don't have to play a rank in that game to just play the game. You can just enjoy the game in whatever experience you like. So that's why I feel like separating the experience of how people play the game is better than simply cutting down content. Say, for example, in Brawl, where they're just like, you can only play the game in this way. When you give people the tools so they can enjoy the game how they want, you get better fan feedback. So now that since we have a competitive mode and a casual mode, that's gonna be like so fantastic for Smash, because now the competitive scene was finally acknowledged, and now I'm the kind of guy that's gonna be like slow clapping this. I'm just like, I'm so glad about this point, because we were in the shadows for so long, just be like, feel like the company doesn't care about us, but now we're just like, we actually got content for us. That's really exciting for me. And online mode is definitely going to be better, because I did read somewhere, Sakurai said, I can't really remember the source, but it was some random interview. He did say that he was disappointed or didn't really like what Brawl online mode was, and he was trying to make the experience a lot better. So he was aware of a lot of the issues, and this definitely delivers what I wanted. So I'm really excited for that. I feel it's going to make the community a lot bigger and improve competition. The rank system is essentially... I didn't really like the idea that you're not really ranked, because it seems like a casual...
it's a reverse. I don't like the reverse ranking, because it's obvious that he doesn't want people to identify themselves as number one or number two.
Yes,
and stuff
that's what I thought too. That's what I thought. But it doesn't really matter. We can still compete.
So it's a reverse. It's a reverse ranking, so you see how many people you're beating, but that doesn't show how many people are beating you, so you can never see whether you're... Like, the number one guy probably won't know it. He'll just think that he's beating 17 million people, and then it's like, well...
I guess I'm pretty good.
Nah, he'll know.
Yeah.
He'll know.
It's just like,
I mean, no, but at the same time, like, the more you play... I mean, that's the same as any game, but, like, the more you play, like, even... Nah, never mind. Because he did say there's going to be some sort of matching with skill level. So never mind what I was about to say. Just scratch all that.
Guys, based off of our reaction, by the way, to the Greninja trailer, and check out that tweet that just got tweeted at us because it was reacting with it.
I'm more than anything just excited for this, because it feels like everyone got the content they wanted. Like, casual players got all the items and stuff they wanted, more stages, more everything, and they even went as far to be like, we know you competitive guys don't like stuff in your stages, so now you guys can actually turn off these things. That's like, really? I didn't know you guys were just gonna do that. I'm very...
Yeah, the only thing I was disappointed with there was that it's Final Destination only in that, and that you can't have other competitive stages, with platforms and stuff, because it's gonna get, I don't know, it just seems a little bit stale, but I'm sure people will adapt, and we don't know how the new meta is going to be, so...
I was actually thinking of that. I thought a possibility of being like, when you ban Final Destination, you ban Final Destination on all its variations. That sounds like...
No, I'm
That
talking
sounds
about
like- that
how
sounds like
the
a good
For Glory
idea.
mode, the For
Yeah,
Glory
for
mode
glory.
online is
Uh,
Final Destination
I'm
only.
pretty-
You can't
I'm-
choose other competitive stages.
I'm pretty sure that it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna figure out what our stages are fine as neutrals, and then we can simply just tweet at Nintendo or Sakurai and be like, Battlefield Smash you, please, Sakurai, thank you.
Oh, like it's
I like how he actually like acknowledged that, like he basically indirectly told everybody to get some good internet. Like, don't be complaining if your game is laggy if you got some ass internet.
We're gonna have
And they even advertised the LAN adapter. That's what I like to see. Get your ass a LAN adapter.
Get your Wi-Fi
Get yourself a wired connection, and you know you'll be good.
Also, because we have the opportunity and we're on stream right now, and I know people who could maybe make a difference are listening. People who are out there who could maybe make a difference about this. We'd love to see a wired GameCube controller that goes in the USB port of the Wii U. That would be awesome.
Don't they have that?
No, and give us
no.
that shit right now. No, you cannot have wireless in fighting games. This is something that I actually know about this because I used to compete Marvel. You cannot have wireless in fighting games. It does not work. Fuck your wireless. Give me a cable. Let's go. Let's get it.
I swear that don't they have some like cord where it's like you plug it into your Wiimote and then it's like some other thing and you plug your
No,
game
but that's only for
controller?
charging. That's only for charging.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And that's
actually
also still
transmit any
wireless, yeah.
signals. Yeah, you still
Yeah.
get wireless for your signal
There is
transmission.
an adapter for GameCube, but it's just too unstandard to have every competitor just be like, yeah, guys, just get this adapter and get GameCube controllers. I feel like we need like an actual legit Nintendo brand controller where you can just go and get anywhere, wherever you live. Doesn't matter you live in Chile, of course.
You know what we need? We need a customized Smash controller with button layouts that work for Smash, and we need that to be wired. And they just need to release that as a Smash controller. Let's go.
It's gonna be so well purchased. Like, goddamn.
Exactly. That would be sold with every copy.
No, because they already have an option to change your controls on Smash.
No. He's talking about the actual selling of a
the
controller.
controller, like the button layout on the controller.
Yeah, you still don't need that because you can change what buttons what they do. Like
No, we're talking about the wireless thing.
Well,
I'm
yeah, but
lost.
why not
Customization.
throw in a button layout thing?
Customization
I'm saying
can
that. No, never mind.
I'm
We're
just
again
completely
kind of
lost.
getting off topic. Let's reel it back in again. Reel it back in.
Yeah, really.
All right. So, in terms of gameplay mechanics, I just sort of want to hear, because I have you guys here. What do you think about like some of the changes they made, like in terms of nerfs and buffs? I know we sort of went over it a little bit in the beginning when we started this, but I sort of want to go a little more in depth and just talk about things that you guys noticed.
I don't really understand the changes to Cersei Samus because she already had a good recovery, and her issue was always that she didn't have a grab out of shield. Because if Cersei Samus had a grabbing brawl, like a normal 6-frame grab, she will be so good. Like, she will be like top 3 for sure. The thing is that she always struggled at punishing things from up close because her up tilt wasn't that good. And basically it was that. Like, other things were like really good. She had a really good upper frame trap. Joshi has always been garbage almost every game. Doesn't surprise me he's gonna be bad again. If we wanna change it from how he is from the other games, they have to overhaul his whole moveset. So I'm not really surprised there. She seemed to have less hitstun on her full forward tilt. She forward tilt someone like twice, and she didn't have the chance to combo afterwards. Like, the other character was able to react. So it was like probably not final game, so I can't really say much, can't criticize much. But it did seem like I'm not liking this one. And well, that's pretty much my initial thoughts. Like, oh well, Lucario.
Some characters definitely seem like there's like very less hit stun with their moves, and I don't know about that.
Well, Lucario, what surprised me from Lucario was the fact that he gets an overpower up B when he's in damage. So it's like, now he has a good recovery and he does even more damage. Like, Lucario is probably going to be good. Like, he was really good. Because, you know, damage mechanics, just like, the longer the fight goes, the more powerful you are. So it's like interesting to see how it's gonna be. Is Lucario able to Mega Ball from special?
No, I think that's his final smash.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, okay, all right. So that's
if it was a regular move, that would be like top tier.
That will be broken. He will just be like number 1.
Like, did you see his neutral B in a Final Smash? It was as big as who we used it on. I think it was Zero Suit Samus.
It's always like as if it was full aura or something.
Yes, he said that.
So like, and also with Lucario, the fact that like even though like he's high percentage, it may not even be good. Like you saw him use his up B with the high percentage, just went all the way across the stage. So it's gonna be interesting.
I can call
like,
him.
It was fast too.
Yeah, like he just went dip, like he dipped.
So another thing I want to talk about that we haven't discussed yet is customization of characters.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up.
So yeah, go into it. Please, enlighten me.
So basically, I don't know how it's going to work, but you can customize your own movesets. Like you saw in the video, Mario was like, Fireball was like multi-hit and slowed down or something. It's completely weird. You can customize like a character's moveset to like cater it like how you want it to be.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
That shouldn't exist for a competitive game.
Yeah,
it's like... It's like Super Smash Bros. Mugen, pretty much.
They did say that it's not going to work in competitive. It only works in local play and for fun games, but then with only against friends. So it doesn't work against strangers in for fun.
I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
Local play. It only works in local play, and if you're playing against people that you've got added. So it's like that Smash thing stage, the Smash Dash or whatever it was called. It's just going to be something you play a few times and then you're like, actually, no, let's get competitive again, go back to playing it properly. Because there are going to be combinations which are broken. It's as simple as that. If you can customize moves like that,
it's not that. It's the fact that it's unpredictable. You can't like prepare for something that can be
like. It's like it changes up the game. Like 1 minute you know the matchup, and then the next it's like a completely different character because of how they changed it up.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't see anything like competitive wise coming out from there.
Well, I don't mean competitive wise. I just meant like what your thoughts
in
were.
general.
Obviously, it's not gonna.
It's gonna be fun as hell.
In general, it's gonna be awesome.
It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah. I think something that's interesting about that though is the power-up system we kind of had in Brawl, right? Where you could add stickers and things like that, and.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna put Ice Climbers in the game, right? You're gonna have Infinite Chain Grab, Meta-Knight's Tornado, Meta-Knight's Tornado, Olimar's Grab, and it's gonna have Lucario's up B recover in full damage. Enjoy the character. You guys having fun? I'm having fun in this side of it, guys.
Evil. Why are you so
gonna get 2 Lumas?
20 entry fee. $20 entry fee, guys. Let's go. I'm down.
I'm gonna run Little Mac with.
However,
run Little Mac.
He's down B. He's down B.
Lucario's recovery, and with Zero Suit Samus's air moves. Let's go. Let's get it.
Sonic gets infinite spin dash. Like it's too much.
Exactly.
I don't like custom moves.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No,
go ahead.
please. You are.
I like the fact that all the characters are individual now. I like how they can't like change into each other, like Sheik and Zelda.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Well, this is actually quite funny because that's what we were discussing the other day, Shofu. You were saying to me, "No, man, if you main Sheik, you main Sheik. If you main Zelda, you main
Zelda. Zelda and Sheik are not."
Like you were saying that exactly. You were saying they were different characters the other day, and I'm like, yeah, but you click them and they're the same character, and that just it confuses people. And then you were like, well, you called it basically.
Nice and clean. What was that yesterday? What was that yesterday? Or like 2 days ago?
That was 2 days ago. Yeah. And the other thing is Zelda's down B being the Phantom. I called that all the way back in the Japan time I was on.
That is very true. You did.
You guys were talking about, like, I was saying, no, that doesn't look like an assist trophy. It's coming from her. And you guys are going, no, it's just going to be a clever picture with an assist trophy. And I'm like, what if it's her down B and they've got rid of Sheik? So what I'd said is, what if they've got rid of Sheik? So obviously they haven't got rid of her. They separated the characters.
I think that is actually such a good decision, though, to have those characters separated now. Because one of the things about Pokemon Trainer, one of the reasons I think Warchamp and the rest of them even added this to Project M to begin with, is the deterioration that happens with the characters if you play as them for too long. And some people are just nostalgia people and want to see Charizard. You know, they want to just play as Charizard the whole way through, or just want to play as Squirtle or whatever. And now they have the opportunity to do it. Now, again, I don't know if Squirtle and Ivysaur are going to come back. Charizard's obviously important enough to warrant a roster spot. Pokemon Trainer's definitely not coming back at this point.
Stars is going to be super upset if Squirtle doesn't come back.
That's like one thing with Pokemon Trainer I really didn't like in Brawl was every time you died, it automatically switched you to the next Pokemon. That's something I really didn't like. I felt like it would have been better if they just left it as the option and like you could just stay as that one if you want.
One of the things I'm reading in it, someone said #Zeph was wrong. What was Zeph wrong about?
What did they tweet you?
Some prediction. I don't know. It's a prediction about the Phantom, and they said #Zeph was wrong. So.
Oh, it was back then. Yeah, Zeph was the one who was saying that it was going to be.
It was probably the assist trophy. Yeah.
I wish he was here to defend himself
because that's when I was saying they were. But no, Zeph wasn't wrong because what Zeph corrected me on is I said they might get rid of Sheik, and Zeph said, "Nah, they're never going to get rid of Sheik." And so Zeph wasn't wrong because he just said that they weren't going to get rid of Sheik. He never said that it wouldn't be Hadam B. He just said they wouldn't get rid of Sheik. So he was actually right. So.
All right. Well, I
think he's messaging me right now, man. He's so upset.
About what?
Everything.
He thinks the game is really casual.
Yeah.
We got to get him in the chat right now because how does he possibly think this is casual?
I don't know.
Get him in.
He's talking about like the gameplay, like not. I mean, obviously, you added competitive like stuff into it, but like some of the actual game itself, like playing.
Oh yeah, he just wrote in the thing. Everything is wrong. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up because it's been going pretty long now. We have a lot to discuss. This is going to be a big editing job. But before we leave, I sort of want to get your thoughts. Name one thing that we've seen that you were extremely excited about and one thing that you want them to change. Go.
Greninja!
Start with 0, and then I guess we're just going to go all the way down like clockwise in the Skype call. So go right ahead.
Okay, well, the most exciting thing for me is the online mode, specifically the ranked mode. I'm looking forward to stream that and play that and work my way to number 1, of course, even though I'm not going to know it. And one thing I want them to change, I definitely want the game. I mean, I can't really say it can be changed because we really haven't seen it. But if I get to pick, I will potentially enjoy the if the game had more shield stun in some ways. I feel it makes the game a lot more viable for a lot of our characters. Along with that, the real thing that I want the most is Nintendo support for competitive play, which is more a company thing than an actual game. And that's basically what
you gotta call it out because it's different on everyone's screen.
Oh, I'm just gonna Coast, you're up.
Okay, so one thing that what was it again? One thing I
really loved, thing you'd want to change.
One thing I really liked was okay, let me start off with what I really don't like.
Okay.
Or what I want to change.
Sure.
It's definitely what Zero touched on with shield stun and like hit stun and like weight and sort of that thing. Like, I don't want it to be like too slow or I don't know. I just don't want it to be like.
All right, Duncan, one thing you want that's good and one thing you want to change.
One thing that was good, I really liked the separation of Zero Suit Samus and Sheik because I always hated that. Like, I never played Samus just because I didn't want to end up as Zero Suit because I couldn't play Zero Suit and things like that. And the one thing that I want to change, I think you all know this by now, Skull Kid needs to be a fucking playable character. Sorry for swearing, but really, god damn it. Or at least Summon the Moon. I mean, really, you can't take that from me as well.
The one thing I liked was Ridley not being a character.
All right, someone else. Man of my own heart, my friend. So, Biddy, what was one thing you liked? One thing you want to change?
All right. Well, one thing I did like was, obviously Greninja, but also like what they're doing with the online play and stuff like that. I kind of like that, and like also the separation of the characters with Zelda, Sheik, and Charizard and such. And one thing I would want changed, I would like what Zero said, basically like the shield, not just like hit stun, but maybe like this competitive stuff on Melee, like L cancels, wave dashing, stuff like that. I don't know, it's just more fun in my opinion.
Cool. Shofu?
Oh no, don't ask me.
All right, well said.
I already know the thing you are most excited about is Greninja.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Greninja and Pong.
Oh yeah. You can't forget. Nah, don't even fuck Greninja, but Pong, son. Pong was coming through.
You know what? I take it back. Pong for playable character. Pong for playable character.
Pong.
It's like right. The ultimate
Pong
challenge.
was a threat. Clearly, like obviously, he's a threat.
All right, so then the last one, I guess, is Dan. What's something you love and something you want to change?
Well, the first thing I didn't like was, again, we talked about it earlier. I didn't really like what they did with the final smash for Rosalina.
Oh, the Power Star. That's right.
Yeah, because I thought the rest of the stuff was super interesting, but that one I was like, super ab. I was like, nah, no. What I liked, I liked seeing the stages a bit more in motion, actually, the most, because the battlefields are mostly why I get more involved with Smash Brothers, and they are part of that name and fame. And seeing those in motion was something interesting for me to look forward to, and I finally got that, so I'm happy about that.
And John, I think you're the last one.
What I liked the most was Greninja. I don't really know anything that I didn't like. I was just so hype all throughout the video, so I can't really point out an error. I do want to say, though, that the final smash for Rosalina was kind of a little bit, not as good as I'd expect it to be. It's kind of like meh, but yeah. I really enjoyed Mega Man's final smash, so that was great.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Mega Man's
I don't even
Smash.
care if it's not good.
What do you guys think Zero Suit Samus's final smash will be?
I think it'll be the. I guess it can't be.
Regenerating the suit.
The generating the suit. Maybe it's going to be something like she summons a boss from Metroid, like maybe Kraid or something like that.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't
maybe.
think so.
Or
Is there anything that popped up from like other M?
Did you play the Zero Suit games?
Yeah,
Roger?
I played Other M. That's one of the things I was mentioning.
Other M.
So Fantoon, who's one of the spoiler, I guess, but the final boss of Other M, is this giant like space squid that breaks open the space station, and it would fit for a final smash. I could see that.
Someone said
but also,
final smash. Someone said in the chat, final smash, you're being nude.
No.
Wow. If you guys ever played the original Metroid, if you beat it in a certain amount of time,
back it up. All right, so
you beat it in a certain amount of time, you got to see Samus in a bikini. Just saying.
That's true, though. That's true.
Right. But one thing I think maybe that she could do as her final smash.
Hey, Duncan, they need to remake that.
Jesus.
One thing I do think she could do as her final smash is maybe summon the other mercenaries who were with her. Not the mercenaries, but they were like the space cadets or whatever that were with her in Other M. So Adam Malkovich and the guy who was like, "Remember me?" and opened up his helmet. I could see maybe like them coming out of the stage and sort of ice beaming everybody and freezing them. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe she could just do something similar to her death animation when she's Zero Suit Samus, in which she basically just explodes and then she just revives or something like that. Zero Suit's final smash is going to be interesting. It's kind of hard, to pinpoint. But with that said, I think I'm going to wrap this podcast up. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. We know it's a little hectic this week because we did just come off of watching the Direct, so these are basically our live reactions, live thoughts. Thank you to everyone who came on, Keitaru, CT0, I mean, everyone who's on here. There's a giant list. Obviously, Shofu will put links when this is on his channel to everybody. Okay, well, maybe he won't, but I will.
Link to my channel at the top, though.
All right. Well, Ricky said he also really wanted to be here, so we know a lot of you guys are like, "Where's Ricky? Where's Ricky?" He really wanted to be here. We will get his thoughts very, very soon. We will do a podcast 2 weeks from now. I think that'll be good to sort of, take a breather for 2 weeks, look at everything that's been discussed, all the different pick of the days, sort of get, a better perspective.
I highly doubt anything else is going to be showing up for 2 weeks.
But that's fine. I mean, that's fine because I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can really delve into and analyze 2 weeks from now. This was more sort of like our live reaction podcast. And in addition to that, thank you guys, by the way, so much who have been following the Twitch. Please go follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook Japan Time page. There's a link to that on the Twitch stream. That is also linked on Shofu's description. And on top of that, I see a lot of you guys have been putting up iTunes reviews. Thank you so much. There are some really great 5-star iTunes reviews. I really appreciate that. All of us do. We really love when you guys subscribe to us and listen there. So be sure to put 5-star reviews there as well. And we will be back in, like I said, 2 weeks with another Japan Time podcast. Thank you guys so much. And
follow me on Twitter.
Thanks for having me.
Follow me on Twitter.
Bye-bye.
Diddy plays.